What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Can you all hear me and or see me? Yay! I might be getting the StreamYard thing right. I don't know. What I do know is it gets me every time. All right. Now, because I'm not doing a heavy duty Photoshop screen share with you all today, I am sharing my camera. I'm going to start doing that more often because you all seem to like to have the interface where we can talk face to face. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. For anyone who's over on the Facebook side, come on and join us on the YouTube side. And that way I can see your comments and I can also see your name and respond to you. Yes, like Erica says, go ahead and like the video. Y'all are here. You know, we spend a little time together. And I would like to talk about some good news, and also some upcoming things, such as this all over class that you all want to do. And we're going to go over the requirements for that today. And then we'll also go over if you all have any questions about the sale for the Academy. And then there's also a simultaneous sale going on at Innate Lab. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. After I pull up the right file. There we go. All right, so the first thing that we're here to discuss today is this all over course. Now, this is actually going to be the live course, so let me go ahead and put on the live here. All right, and I'm just going to go through the little process, and this is just a visual representation of what the all over split, print, and press class is all about. You're going to take an image that you already have ready. If you don't have the image ready, you will have to use my supplied image, which just happens to be a True Colors advertisement. So if you don't want to walk around with your True Colors advertisement on, make certain that you have a file ready. And I will link the video that I did before showing you how to get your file ready, as far as if you want to use a wallpaper design that you found online, or you want to use a template from Innate Lab or the Innate Academy, as long as it's an all over template. We've basically showed you how you can prep your file. So this course is not about how to design. This one is strictly about how to pull your design into this template, how to split it with the template, print it, trim it, arrange it, then we're going to tape it, and the final step, we're going to press this bad boy. And what you get out of this experience, and I'll shut this down a little bit. What you're getting out of this experience is being able to use a 13-inch printer. Most of you probably have something like a 7710 or 7720. If you have the 24-inch printer, we have a split template for that. And we're working on a split template for the 8.5 by 14. It's just a little more difficult. So I just have to sit down and really make myself have the time to do that. So we are working on that. For those of you who just have an 18-inch wide printer, I'm going to do 2 templates for that, or 2 template sets. One set will be just for the 8.5 by 14-inch paper, and then the other set will be for the 8.5-inch roll media. So yes, roll media comes in 8.5-inch wide as well. And I think that would really help you all out if you want to do all overs and you happen to just, have that 8.5-inch printer. And I'm sure it's eventually you want to move up to a wider printer, especially if you're considering doing all overs. But I understand we have to work with what we have to work with in the meantime. So of course, all of the setups, whether you're doing the small 8.5-inch printer, the 13-inch printer, even the wide format printer, I want y'all to know that we're doing a promotion right now for True Colors ink. And basically everything on the Innate Lab website, including the ink, including the cartridges, everything you need to get set up is 40% off until 11 p.m. tonight. So, and that was extended from yesterday. It was supposed to end at 11, but since we got 10,000 YouTube subscribers, I just wanted to really show you all. I appreciate you. I thank you for getting us there, not just me there, getting us there. And I wanted to show that appreciation on both sides. So the Academy also has a 50% off sale. The Innate Lab website has a 40% off sale right now. And the coupon code for the Academy is in the video from yesterday. You have to watch it in order to find the Easter egg, which is the code. And you have to listen. It's not going to be anywhere where you can see it. So that should be interesting to see, if y'all can stay tuned for that discount. After tonight, that code for both websites are going to expire so that we can go ahead and list some of the courses that won't be able to have a discount. For instance, the all over split template won't be able to have a discount there. All right, so first, I'll go ahead, I'll do this a little different. Normally what I do is I show you ahead of time what all the homework is, show you all the steps, but I want to see this time, do we have questions first? And I can address those questions and make sure that when I'm going over the content that I'm covering you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I see all the congratulations. Appreciate it, y'all. Okay, so whether you do the class or not, I want you all to understand first and foremost, because this was a little bit of confusion. You don't have to do the live class to get access to the split template. Okay, the split template is its own separate purchase. What this class does is we literally physically walk through the steps of using that template, printing, trimming, arranging, taping, and pressing every step that you need to complete from start to finish your all over shirt, especially if it's your first time or if you've done it before but you just think you're missing something. That's what this workshop is for. So this is the interactive workshop. If you don't attend the interactive workshop and you just purchase the split template, then eventually what I do is I upload all of the interactive workshops. I will upload them to that 13 by 19 class so that if you were a part of the class or you wanted to see what you missed from the class, or maybe we talked about something new, you can watch the entire class. The class is about 4 or 5 hours long, depending on how many people we have in the class. And it will be this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so, and we're going to begin promptly, and we're going to begin based on everyone having their artwork ready. If you do not have your artwork ready, I have to enforce this because it will take up a good hour to an hour and a half of time helping people get their artwork ready. And basically your artwork needs to be on a 36 by 44 inch board with 150 DPI. You can use, and I tell you this in the homework files. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring up the homework file. All right, so I'm going to show you where this is located, just so you all know. I'm going to sign into the Academy like I'm a member. Let's go to Firefox here. And let's go to, you can go to innateacademy.com, or you can go to academy.innatelab.com, and it will, both of those will take you to academy.innatelab.com. All right, and before I even log in, I want to show you where this is going to be. And as I'm talking, I'll probably even update it. So let's go ahead and do, this one is the 320. So that's the date. And I'm going to change the time instead of 4 p.m. More people requested 11 a.m. So I am going to change that right now. So let's go ahead and update that. And 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to try to get this in as early as possible on Saturday. Last time we started at 12 and we did not end until after 7. Yes. So that's why I said this time we have to make sure our artwork is together. And I know every time we get together, we're going to learn something. I will make sure that I see everyone through. I'm not concerned about how much time it takes as much as I am about not pulling on the time that other people have available, that made themselves available, that came prepared and ready to work on what we're intended to work on for this workshop. So with that said, I'm going to enforce it because even though I can give you my time, I don't feel like it's fair that other people will have to give up their time. So I just want to make sure that we're being considerate of one another. Nikki, yes, we just updated the inventory for the small bottles. For the standard bottles, they should be up there. Let's check it out. I had to update some of the inventory today. Let's see here. The kits and the bottles, the small bottles, should be in stock. And let's take a look here. So that's the kit and the kit. Let's see if it'll let me add it to the cart, then it should be good. Yep, so it's not showing out of stock anymore. And then of course, just the ink bottles by itself without the cartridges. Let's check that one out. I'll make sure. Yep, this one shows that it can be added to the cart as well. So you should be good on that, Nikki. And Erica just provided that link down there. So you can follow that link and get to the Innate Lab website. And that's where I was saying everything. And I guess I should have told y'all that, because what's going to happen is we're going to get on here talking. And some of you who are interested in what's going on with the sale may feel pressured because you may not have enough time, because the sale ends 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So just to give you all a heads up, the templates, the ink, the blanks, the cartridges, the cleaner, everything completely on the website is 40% off. And we're doing a different promotion than we've ever done before to celebrate the 10K subscribers. We're doing $10 all over prints. So you'll see that happen on Friday. It'll activate and it'll show you that basically even if you just order one print, it'll be $10. The flat rate shipping is $9.99 for standard shipping. So whether you order one print or 100 prints, it's only going to cost $9.99 to ship it to you, and each print is going to be $10. Okay, so that is a promotion to get you all. This all over stuff is just really taking over, and I want you all to have some experience and some confidence with it. So I want to make it affordable for this 10K challenge for you all to just get in there, get the materials that are required for this all over pressing course. And then that way you understand the difference between when you have to split and tile and tape things together and press, and then when you just have one big sheet that you can press. And then you can charge your customers accordingly, because yes, if you're doing last minute and you can't wait for something to be shipped, then you may very well have to do a bunch of those split template shirts, and you should be charging accordingly, because the time that it takes for that print to come in, you need to be charging a rush fee. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're putting way more pressure on yourself to get something done that if you had had enough notice, you would have been able to, just as easily order those prints, had them come in, do 4 presses for up to a large or extra large shirt, and you'd be good. But in this case, we're going to show you how to do it both ways. And usually what I do for the class is the entire class, we work on splitting and tiling. And at the end of class, the back of my shirt, I go ahead and show you the entire process with the all over print. So basically, or the single large format print. So once I use the wide format print, you get to see the idea that the process is the same as far as pressing it and prepping the shirt. The process is exactly the same. The difference is the time that it takes to prep the tiles and to basically get used to that process. It's a practice thing. I haven't even practiced it so much to where I would regularly do that. I actually kind of gave up on doing that, and that's why I ended up getting the large format printer, because my back said, no, Shannon, you're not going to be, bending over, putting all these sheets together for multiple shirts. And, if you show somebody the all over process and you show them that you can do that type of work, you're going to get those requests. I guarantee you. So what I decided to do was kind of have something interim where, maybe you're interested in getting a large format press, but right now you just want to see if you have the business that supports that type of purchase. So you don't have to tell them that you're getting prints sent in. You can order those prints. You can kind of go through that process and see, okay, well, how many all over orders am I getting per week? Is it worth me purchasing my own system? And then we're even doing an affiliate deal now where anyone who's using the True Colors ink and you have a wide format printer, if you're interested in being a printer affiliate, is actually a business partner, then we are having an interest meeting on Monday for those who are interested in promoting the ink, the templates, who want to have the ability to because right now we have it restricted. No one is able to offer to sell prints with Innate Lab templates as the basis or PNGs. So we're going to open that up to exclusive business partners. So those business partners will be able to say, hey, I'm Innate Lab approved. And once we have that approval, then people can go to those specific vendors and get their Innate Lab prints, especially when you're talking about local sources. So we want to build this network, and we want people to be able to, be in Atlanta and go to a local printer, or be in Louisiana and go to one of our business partner printers, or be anywhere in the world and have help designing and creating with the Innate Lab templates. So we have some different things in store for that type of setup. So I did want to let you all know that we're having that interest meeting on Monday. And let me see, did I put that on here? So I know some of you were interested in that, and I told you all we're having an interest meeting on that. Let's see, did I put it up yet? I may not have put it up yet, but I will let you all know when that's up, because I have already created the Zoom link. There's a little survey that goes with it that just kind of gets some idea and understanding of, as a matter of fact, let's see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And this meeting will be, I believe, on the 22nd, which is, that's Monday. All right, let me go ahead and it should be on here. And I think I'm going to put it in the category for business building. Is it? For some reason, I can't see it on here. Oh, I know what I have to do. I have to activate it. Now, give me just a second. I'll go ahead and activate it, because I know some of you are here right now. Let me go ahead and activate that. And yeah, I'm learning this Podia stuff too. So pretty soon, maybe I'll be teaching classes on how to start your own academy and how to do this Podia stuff. So Podia is the platform that I use for the academy, and it has been its own little beast of a project to understand. But like I told you, when you master one thing, like with Photoshop, just understanding how programs work and think also allows us to apply that in other areas. So I'm catching on. I'm catching on. All right, so that's being published now. One thing at a time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead in the meantime, see if that works. All right, so it's not going to cost anything, but there is a, so you go to get access for free, type in your email, and let me, instead of typing in my email, I'm just going to go ahead and sign in and sign up. I know that thing is aggravating. All right, so let's go ahead and sign in. And then you scroll down to the products that you don't have, and you'll see there's a 322, 8 p.m. It is 8 p.m. just because I wanted people to be able to attend from different coasts. So I know folks on the Pacific coast that still might be a little early for you, but you all can chime in later that evening if need be. And I'll end up staying late with you all if I need to. All right, so you go to view the course, and because it's free, we can go to get access. Continue. We'll start the course, and it's just this link here. Okay, so once you do the questionnaire for the link, it's just going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to answer honestly, because just because you may offer blanks, it doesn't mean that because I offer blanks that you can't be a business partner. As a matter of fact, contrary to that, we are going to have some exceptions to things that are conflicts, as long as you're sharing your affiliate link. So then that way, that's a fair way to track what type of business that you're driving to Innate Lab and Innate Academy. So it does ask if you're a moderator, admin of any Facebook. You should be a moderator, admin of a Facebook group, or you can have a YouTube channel where you promote things. You can also have your own website where you promote things as well. Or you have a brick and mortar store location. So some of you will have a brick and mortar store location, and you're not interested in the, doing a YouTube channel or hosting your own Facebook group, but you do have a physical location where people may be able to go and pick up ink and pick up blanks, and you want basically to have that wholesale type of account with us. So we are opening that up as well. All right, so if you have a website, your Facebook, Instagram, we're just asking those kind of questions so we can see if we're a good fit as far as partners go. Do you sell or promote any ink? That's one of the most important questions, because that's the one that seems to have the most drama, if I can say it like that. So I want to make sure that there's not going to be any conflict there, and we don't end up with a soiled relationship because of a little bit of ink. Okay. So if so, let me know what ink. And just because you have your own ink or you promote another ink doesn't mean you can't promote the templates and the blanks and substrates. So it's not an automatic no if you don't promote ink. I just know there are some inks who, and they will remain nameless, who probably would not approve of you promoting Innate Lab because we have inks, and I ran into that issue myself. So even though I never promoted any ink, I only, promoted myself as an artist and, Photoshop teacher. I still ran into that issue. So I want y'all to be aware that those issues exist. And before you go mess up any relationship, and I'll tell you, I'm not going to be greedy and just say, hey, come over to me and, I don't care what anybody else says. I'm going to have you think about those relationships, because that relationship could be very beneficial to you. And I don't want you to sully that relationship and burn that bridge in order to start another relationship. When it comes to business, I would rather you have that understanding up front, be honest about it. And if it's a no, then it's a no. So we're going to be forthright with one another and just make this thing work how it works. Okay. Let's see. Do you sell or promote any digital art files? So before, now this is a business partner. So this just isn't like our typical customers. So a business partner is going to have certain responsibilities, but they're also going to have certain exclusive privileges. And one of those exclusive privileges is that you'll be able to do your own rendition of a PNG for a customer and distribute that PNG, with using the Innate Lab templates. So as long as you're somebody that knows how to use the templates, and you know that a lot of people will come to you for art, if that's something that you're interested in and you have a way of promoting your art, then this might be something that offers you a good incentive, because part of the incentive is that you get like wholesale templates, you get wholesale ink, and we have an agreement to where basically you're able to run your business using some of the Innate Lab tools, but on the wholesale side of things, on the business side of things, business to business primarily. Right? And we also ask if you promote sublimation print services. So if you offer those services or you promote those services in any way, we just want to know, because we do have solutions for that type of setup. We just want to make sure that everything is on the up and up. Okay. Also, if you sell or promote blanks, that's actually not a bad thing. If you promote or sell blanks and you're interested in getting into the digital art or the ink that you might be able to promote to go with your blanks, because you don't sell ink and you don't sell templates, but you sell blanks, that's not a bad thing. We sell a few blanks. We don't sell everything under the sun. And even if it is something that we do sell, this is usually your group and your area to promote. So for you to refer your customers to us for things is basically, that's an honor, and we're able to help you all if you're able to help us. So it's not a competition thing. It's really about how can we complement one another in business. I do also ask if you're interested in wholesale inks or blanks, wholesale templates, and then if you have any suggestions for how we might be able to work together in the near future, because I want to hear y'all's input. All of us are entrepreneurs. All of us are business owners. So all of these transactions that we're doing are all business to business. Okay. What we're looking for are some wholesale affiliates, some business partners who can help us really spread this to the next level as far as the content, the quality of the product, and really just driving us as a unit out there. So a lot of you have asked about this. I've been putting it off for some time because I've really been trying to get some other things in order, but I think it's about time to to talk to you all about this and see who's interested. So once you complete it, there's a Zoom link at the end, and we won't let you end the Zoom session unless we see that the email on here matches. And sorry, I need a little water here. So make sure you fill out that this survey. Don't just come to the Zoom meeting. Go ahead and fill out the survey. They're mostly yes or no questions, okay? All right. Excuse me, y'all. All right, I'm just checking to see if y'all have any questions or anything. Nikki, you say you're trying to order and it's asking you to specify the options. Let's see if I can help you with that. I'm going to go to the sub ink and blanks, and you're doing, and what it's asking you is more or less, you have to choose the sub part. So this kit contains the cartridges and the ink. And when you go to customize and add it to cart, it's going to ask you which quantity you want of each thing. So the ink is one price and the cartridges are another price. So you can say that I want 2 cartridges and 1 ink. I think you can. I'm not sure. Actually, this one makes them sell as a pair. So yeah, all you can do is the customization is basically how many you want. You add it to the cart. You can go to your checkout. Of course, you have to be signed in, so that might be an issue too. If you're not signed in, it will make you sign in order to check out. And now I can go to my cart. And that should be able to fix that issue for you, Nikki. Let me know if that fixed it for you, okay? Yep, you got it. So Charmaine, that's an excellent question. Whether for this class, if the 8.5 by 11 folks will benefit. If you physically want to do this class, I would say that this isn't the class where you're going to physically get that done, because you're going to have so many tiles that you're not going to be able to complete it in time for the class. But once I develop the 8.5 by 11 template set up, then it will automatically, the same videos that I have for here will be there in the 8.5 by 11. And then I'll do an intro video where I show you what the settings should be for your printer. And then you would have everything that you need to follow along. But I'm probably not going to do a live class with the 8.5 by 11s and 14s, just because it's going to be really long and intense. And I know that because I've had my share of experiences with the 13 by 19 setup class. Mm-hmm. Yes, Natural Virgo, I am. And thank you for asking that, because that's on one of my to-do lists. For my very first, well, not my very first, the class that we had, I think it was last month. It was the first time we did an all-over press class in quite some time. And I'm sending out the cartridges to those folks just for them to try out the True Colors ink. Let me know what they think. All right. So, okay, you got it? Good deal. All right. So now I'm going to go and show y'all what we need for this all over class, because y'all, it's going to be a little ride. Everybody enjoyed it though. Everybody stuck through it and got to the end and didn't want to end early. Like, even though we were running on overtime, that's happened every single time that we've had an all over live session, a workshop. As long as nobody has to leave for any specific reason, like work, everybody wants to stick around. They want to see it through. They want to see it get done. And I'll even offer like, hey, we can break this up and finish this up tomorrow. Like, no, let's stay. One time we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's where I'm saying I don't mind doing that with y'all. But this time we shouldn't be staying that late, because you're going to have your artwork together. And I trust that you're going to have your artwork together. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out so I can show you what this looks like. You absolutely can, Charmaine. Now, if you do this, if you purchase the class, and you can still participate. I think, let's see, today's the 16th. I doubt I would have the template ready in time, but absolutely you can, because the exact same principles are going to apply. Yes, and Wanda, as a matter of fact, with the RAM board, oh, I don't know if y'all know this. I'm glad to do these sessions live with you all, because it's like all the things that have been on my brain all day is like, oh yeah, and another thing. I have updated the 13 by 19 class. So now I have to sign back in so I can show y'all that. So, and I will be updating this also with the 24-inch template class. So what I did, I told you all that me and another creator and a course creator are doing like a little Freaky Friday where we switch our classes. So she's going to do a class for me, and then I'm going to do a class for her. So the class that I did for her was the all over pressing session. So I had the opportunity to re-record the entire session without the students in it, so that we have like just that, you know, one-on-one instruction side of it. And let me see, where is it? This one here. And I'm also going to update this video. It's a little video series, little mini series. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to this series. So let's see. This is it right here. It's the all over split, print, trim, take, press, step by step. And if you see here, it has these different videos here. I broke it down. Y'all know usually I actually did like a little minor editing, which was basically just trimming videos because they were so huge. Normally I just let them things fly. I don't care if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, y'all gonna get it how it came, right? But what I did was I really took my time to try to condense this a little bit into certain sections, okay? So the first section is just doing the Photoshop side of it. And I'm gonna show you, should let us into this because this account has this established. So you'll see I even recorded and put my image in there because y'all tell me y'all like that. Flatter me. I think y'all just flatter me. Y'all want to tell me anything to make me make extra videos, huh? Okay, so this first part of the file, I'm telling you how to go through, or the first part of the series, telling you how to go through, import your artwork, split it up, and how to print it, okay? And then the second part, there we go. So the second part is telling you how to create your insert jig. And that's a big deal. And I do want to show y'all that in this insert jig video. So I'll tell you how to create your little paper insert. I also show you that, Wanda, just for you. Now it's the same exact process, but all I do is I show you that whenever you create it out of the RAM board, this is the direction that you want to create it. So you want your grain to go up and down here. You notice the RAM board text is going up and down. And then what you're going to do, once you fold your sleeves, you're going to add a little masking tape. Let me see if I can show you. Yep, you add some masking tape to that fold, because what happens is that fold kind of deteriorates the RAM board in that area. You add a little bit of masking tape, it reinforces it. And then this way you have a board that you can use over and over again, and you use it the exact same way that we did the paper one. You create it the same way and you use it the exact same way. It's just something that's going to be useful for more uses than the paper. Now, granted, the paper one, you can reuse it quite a few times, as long as it doesn't rip up. And also if you're doing the same type of print over and over again. If you're doing like a pastel and then you go do some dark colors, you're probably not going to use the same paper, because you may see that difference in the ink kind of come off onto the wrong areas, and it won't be nice if you have white in your design somewhere and then you have the hot pink bleed into your pastel blue area from another shirt or another type of design. So I use the paper ones over again if I'm doing the same shirt design, and it has to be the same size, of course, because it's a jig that is specific to that size. All right, so I'll take you through that process. Boom. I guess this is a good idea of what we're actually doing. I was going to physically show y'all today. I was like, this is like me teaching a whole nother class in live. Like, let me sit my behind down somewhere. Okay, so let's see, 3. I'm missing my 2. Let me see where 2 is. Oh, 2 is just out of order, so I'm gonna fix it. Okay, so let me fix that right now. Will I have y'all live? I'm gonna put 2 before 3. I thought my upload would have done that for me since I numbered them. I was sadly mistaken. So let's put 2 before 3. Boom. And then I'm just going to refresh here. There we go. So 2, I was going to say 2 should have come before the insert. All right, so 2. This is the fun one, right? This is, I'm going to turn the sound off and just kind of zoom it through because this is y'all's content that you're paying for, so I don't want to just give it away. All right, so this is basically taking you through the steps. Now, I want y'all to, for those of us who did the class already, I want you to go back and watch this part because I show you how to minimally trim. Like literally, I only trimmed 1, 2, 3, 4 sides of all of these papers. So instead of trimming 16 trims, I got it in 4 trims, okay? So every time I do this, I try to think of a way to make it more efficient for you, to make it worth your time and worth the money that you put into these resources. So that's tape stuff. And of course, that's the assembly process. We go through that. And then next we create the insert. That's what I thought. And then the final step is, of course, pressing. So now you all have these kind of and I can't say short videos because, you know, it's still a little lengthy, but it's very much what you need to see as your reminder. Instead of having to go back and watch that whole class all over again that you did, now you have a shortcut where you can just watch the instructor version. Okay, so I did that for you all. It's up. That quick little RAM board section in there. Now, I do have some other things in store for you all for the all over pressing. Different solutions for the pressure. Some of you have really bad pressure issues. I'm going to shoot a video about how you might be able to use foam or even felt to soften the pressure, especially around those edges. But for right now, the point of this class is supposed to be that you need minimal materials and you can get things popping on a Saturday with me with about maybe $20 worth of materials, okay? Aside from the sublimation stuff that you have. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and go over those right now. Let's see if I've listed my PDF here. Oh, also here is my little link for the free template. You're going to need the one that goes from adult small to adult 3X. And if you design on that template, then you're going to be ready for class because you're basically going to just save it as a 36 by 44 inch, almost like a wallpaper. It's not even going to have the t-shirt outline on it. So as long as you have that available and ready, then you will be ready for class. Okay. So let me see. Apparently, I need to drop the new PDF on here. So let me go ahead and do that. And we'll go over this homework together. All right, so while we're going over the homework, I thought I was positive. I don't want to say, oh, I know what it is. The PDF it's only going to be in the live class because it has a Zoom link at the bottom. That's why. So I'm going to review this with you all, but once you purchase the course, then you'll be able to and right now I think the course is active. You can purchase it with your 50% off discount code. Or you can wait if you want to wait because it's basically first come, first serve for the seats. So for those who are wanting to be one of the first to get in, if you want to, go ahead and use that 50% off code for the Academy from the video if you want to get in now. But I'm going to turn off the discount code at 11 p.m. tonight. So So by tomorrow, it'll just be the regular $100 for the workshop. Okay. All right. So let's go through this. Let's go through these requirements here. So first, you're going to need the 13 by 19 magic tile slicer, that splitter. You're going to need that, okay? That is a separate purchase. And the reason why I tell you you're going to need that, because afterwards, if you want access to the video, you have to have access to those templates, because that's where the video goes. This workshop is literally paying for my physical time to help you, right? This is a hands-on, although it's virtual, very, very in-depth virtual session. It's almost like you can reach through the computer and tap me on the shoulder and ask me to look at your Photoshop screen, okay? Or ask me to look at your heat press or your shirt. That's how intimate we hold these sessions. So it's very intense. The reason why it's $100 is because I'm only offering it every now and then, just so that we get enough people to really get the confidence to get into doing the all over pressing if they've been scared and they haven't been able to put their hands on it just yet. Okay, so it's not something that's done very often. I'm thinking that we may do this once a month or once every other month, depending on how many members really want this type of hands-on training, okay? So the $100 is just for this live session. There's a separate purchase of the auto slice template, okay? Now that template is different prices depending on what's going on. If you are a $30 member, then you get 67% off of that. All right, you're literally paying $33 for the template, and the template has all sizes from the infant onesie size to the toddler t-shirts. Then you have the youth. Then you have adult small to 3X, and then you have adult 4X and 5X. So it includes basically 7 different templates, making sure that no matter what shirt size you have to print, that the automatic tile setup is already there for you. Okay, so, and I have plenty of videos on that if you want to go back and check those out just to see what it's about. So that is a separate purchase. However, for the class, you're going to be given the small through the large. So basically, let's say, and I did that on purpose, because I'm trying to give you all a little bit of a break. I understand how finances work. I understand how it works when you really want to learn something and your resources are limited. So what I allowed for this one is that I gave you for free the small to large template whenever you sign up for this class. And then that way you have, once you sign up for the class, you get everything going, you understand what you're doing, then you can make that separate purchase for the template. And you can decide, hey, do I want to be a member and do a membership so that I can get the discount code for that exclusive template, or do I just want to purchase it outright, because that template by itself is $100. But there are ways you can save 75% off if you are a $60 member. I call those my VIP members. You can save 67% if you're a $30 a month member. And then right now we have a 50% off coupon code that's no matter where you're from, and I even have our guest teacher who has that coupon code for her students, and they're able to partake in that right now so that they can learn this process. So I give you that opportunity, but I'm telling you, in order to get the replay of the video, in order to get this video in general, you're going to have to purchase the template separate. And some of you already have the template. You just want to come to the live class so that you get that hands-on feeling. You get that feedback. I can literally look at everything you're doing and say, okay, well, let's increase the pressure next time, or increase the temperature, or maybe your pressure is too high, or your tiling method is a little off, and we got to focus a little more on pivoting. Those type of things I can tell you in real time, and we can go ahead and get your attention that you need to make sure that you have this all over process down pat. Okay, so yes, Simply Beautiful. Right now, the class is listed at $200 because there's a 50% off code right now. And the way this Podia thing is set up, either I have to choose all individual products that can use a coupon code. There's no way for me to exclude a product from the coupon code. So because the all over interactive session is technically a product, it allows you to use that coupon code. So if you wanted to register tonight, just make sure that you use that 50% off coupon code. I'm going to give it to y'all now because I only say it verbally because I want people, I want the people who attend the lives to get the best rewards for me. Let's see, I'll go to the coupon code. I'm going to call it out. Now, don't type it in the comments or anything. If someone missed it, just ask me and I will repeat it, okay? It's 70YM like Mary, YV like Victor, F as in Frank. So 70YM, YV, F as in Frank. Okay, so that code will allow you to, if you want to go ahead and sign up for this class, you can be one of the first to sign up even while this wholesale stuff is going on. All right, because there are limited seats for this type of class because it requires so much attention to do this that I can't possibly have a large class for this. And for those of you who have already purchased the automatic tile split or the Insta Slice or whatever names we came up for it, if you've already purchased that, then you will get the replay of the videos. Any video we do for a live class, I put it to the bottom of that template so that you can see what different classes went through and what struggles people may have had. And I'll be adding additional videos here of, well, what are your settings if you have the F570, or what are your settings if you have the 16650. So I'm going to be adding those videos, like I said, with the foam and just different things that you all are asking me about, like, well, is there a way that we can do this extra? And what I do is I'm going to do those as separate videos because I don't want people feeling so overwhelmed that they have to come to class with some foam and all kind of things that you have to go hunting for. I want you to, if you can do this with the hardboard on your press and with very little issue, then you can do this with all the extra other fancy stuff. And that's why I want to keep it simple, Shannon. KISS. I do want to let you know, I'm going to recommend that you get the 21M shirts. I can't tell you like how much easier it is to press those shirts, and for the price level too, because the vapor shirts are easy to press, but they're more expensive. But the 21Ms are usually to you within a day or two, depending on where you're having them shipped to. If you go to Jiffy Shirts, that link is on here. I tell you exactly which hardboard you're going to need and exactly what size to have them cut it down to. So when you come to class, you're going to come to class with your 44 by 36 inch board ready to roll. And even the spray adhesive is optional. I don't even use it anymore because I realized that spray adhesive was just a little too much for me. It was getting in my nostrils and my nostrils will be sticky and stuff. So if you use too much of it, it's not a cute thing. So we're just going to stick with using the masking tape, and it's inexpensive. And you probably already have masking tape around the house. You don't even need heat tape. You can just stick with the masking tape. And as a matter of fact, let me put optional for the heat tape. I want y'all to know that I want you to come to this class basically like ready to go, ready to apply exactly what we're going to do. You don't have to just sit back and watch. You can actually really get this in. And for my love that's doing the 8.5 inch printer, if you happen to follow one of my other tutorials that show you how you can do it on Adobe Acrobat and you're able to get that done, and you come to the class like, basically having your prints all trimmed up and ready to go, and you want to take that as an opportunity to play with it, absolutely, be my guest. It's just that when we're doing our paste up session, we have 4 sheets to paste up, and you're going to have probably somewhere around, if you do Adobe, it's probably going to cost you around about 12. I think somebody said 14 sheets the other day. About 14 sheets doing 8.5 by 11. That's a lot. That's a lot of sheets to put together. So I would rather, optimize the process for you. But if you want to pay for the course to come and get the hands on with what you do have, then absolutely, I'd welcome that. I just won't have the 8.5 by 11 template ready by Friday, more than likely. All right. So let's see. Butcher paper, that was the other thing. So some of you use parchment paper instead. That's absolutely fine. But the reason why I tell you I want you to have the 36-inch butcher paper is not just because it's cover paper. It is also because we're going to make an insert, that little t-shirt shape or silhouette that we created in the video. We're going to make that out of the butcher paper or the cover paper. So you need to have that available. Someone used RAM board last time, and that's perfectly fine. It's the same exact process. That's why I show you the RAM board if you want to use that. But I'm not gonna weigh you down with all of these different materials. Keep it simple. If this is your first time, I have a problem keeping it simple. So I'm telling y'all like my daddy told me, okay? Keep it simple, Shannon. Let's just do butcher paper, masking tape. You already have your printer and your 13 by 19 sheets of paper, and you have your template. I say that's kind of simple. And a pair of scissors. I tell you, optional, you can have a cutting mat and an X-Acto knife and all that. If you just come with some good old sharp scissors, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. As a matter of fact, I do the session with the scissors. I don't even get fancy on that part. All right, let me see if we have any more questions here. So if you have the $100 template, you do not need the class. If you purchase the $100 template, just like I showed you here, this is technically the $100 template. You see that? So this should be exactly what you see now. And then if you go down, you'll see the 4 videos that I just showed you, right? And if you go down even further, there's some additional how-to videos. And these are some of the YouTube links here. I tell you how to calibrate your monitor and your printer, showing you how to use roll media in order to do an all-over print. So these are just some additional resources, which are like older videos, but those videos still have some relevance with what we're doing. I also show you how to split with the 24-inch, but if you have a 24-inch, you're welcome to attend the class, because we had 2 people last time who had 24-inch printers who got a lot out of the live session. So I definitely want you all to get the most out of it. All right, and then further from the how-tos, these are the live session replays. So I'm going to put the dates here that we had the class, so you'll know which date you attended, and you can go watch yourself. Let's take a look. Let's see, what was the last one? 228. Let's take a look there. So this was us going through the process of setting up the print. And we learned some new stuff because we set up a sawgrass printer. We never had to do that before. We set up for the 24-inch F570s. We haven't had to do that before. So a lot of times that's what these live sessions are for. Okay, let me turn that volume off. But that's what the live sessions are for. Like, I'm a natural born problem solver. So if y'all come with a problem that's happening in Photoshop or elsewhere, my job with leading you all is to help you find solutions and help you understand how to find solutions on your own and for yourself. So it's just those tools that we're thinking together and using. So we went through all of that process, like I said. So I demonstrated, and then you all shared and demonstrated as well. I think that's the next video. And this class was long. Okay, so you all shared some of your issues that you had, the results, like if you had issues with the overlapping. I shared with you what I thought could help as far as playing with the pressure, the temperature, and the time. those variables there. Let's see. Somebody else had yep. So that was a result from one of the classes. I forget whose shirt that was, but it came out really nice. And it wasn't a 21M. So just depending on the style of shirt that you have, you may have issues with pressing just because of the shirt too. So if you start with the 21M, take all those crazy variables away. Start with a 21M small, medium, or large shirt, and you will basically get the right pressure, get the right temperature. Basically, you're trying to work out all these variables because every press is different. The paper type that you use is different. The ink, hopefully, is true color, so that's going to be consistent, you know. And then the shirt itself is going to give you issues depending on what the shirt style is and who manufactured it. Those sub-levis shirts are the worst for me. The material is so thin that where it has the hems um, and like the neckline, it's too thick for that thin shirt, and every single time I end up with these these striking really strong white lines, and it's because the press digs into the print, it creases the print, and now that print does not release the ink from where that crease was, so you have a permanent white straight stark line in the middle of your all over shirt. So those are things that we go over when you have problems. I literally do my best to walk you through what I feel the best solutions are. Now this one was really cool design, but I think the print settings were different. So when you print, you have to make sure that you're telling it to allow Photoshop to pick the colors every time. And then if you don't, now you can kind of see that's the only reason why you see this tile here is not even because of her tiling method, because everywhere else I can't even see the lines. So those are things that I help you out with. Those are ways that we kind of figure out what's going on wrong. And this one, it's the style of the shirt primarily. And then you just have to keep playing with your pressure. You have to play with your pressure. You have to play with your heat. Something like this could benefit from having a softer material underneath it, like the felt or even using foam underneath it. But I don't want you to have to use those as crutches. I want you to be able to do the process with the bare minimum, and then if you need to add things to make it more efficient in the future, that's what we'll do. We want to come to class with a bare minimum, so please don't come to class with foam and all kind of extra little tips and tricks that you want to try out. We're going to keep it simple for class, okay? And it can be achieved. Oh, Wanda, that was yours? Yes, it was. And natural Virgo, yep. Thank you, Wanda. Wanda says it was truly fruitful and definitely worth the time. And like, I don't expect everybody to be perfect. Like I expect that we're going to see some variables in outcomes, but the big thing, the big takeaway is that you went for it. You went for that all over that you have been, dreading for some time. And I want you to see even with the imperfections here to have matched up all four of those sheets where you don't see the lines from the matchup at all. That itself is a confidence boost, okay? The pressing of the shirt, start with a simpler shirt. That's my suggestion. Just start with the 21Ms. Get your pressure right, your heat right, your temperature right with a 21M, and then you can kind of throw in some of those other shirts because you'll get a better understanding of which ones are going to have the folds under the sleeves. 21Ms, you don't really have those folds under the sleeves. That's almost 50% of your problem with pressing right there is that people don't know what to do around these sleeves. So the 21Ms lay pretty flat. The other thing is this neckline. This neckline will throw you into all kind of trouble. As a matter of fact, you see where the color is not showing up here? All of this, you see how deep this V goes? That's all because of this neckline. That's it. Okay, so those are things that we identify with one another. And like I said, once you purchase the 13 by 19 or the 24-inch all over split or tile template, you will have access to the classes. that previously did from start to finish. I don't know if you want to watch them all from start to finish, because like I said, they're pretty lengthy classes, but you have those points of reference. So you can go and you can watch, because at the end we do a little show and tell. So you can watch the show and tell and just kind of see, okay, oh, that's the issue that I had. I even show you all, is this me showing y'all my little box? So I set up a box and I put underneath the edges of my board to keep my board from bowing down. When it bows down, a lot of times you're not getting a good even surface for your prints and your shirt to sit on. So I put, a couple of props up underneath there, and it keeps my board straight and keeps it from bowing and further warping. So just little tips and tricks like that. The Gildan 420s, that I have used those. As a matter of fact, I did ladies G420, which did really well. Under the sleeves, though, is a little less desirable than the 21Ms. And the 21Ms seem to be a little bit, I would call it thicker, but I just think it's a little bit heavier of a shirt. So the Gildan, the G420s or the Gildan 42,000s, same thing. They happen to be a little bit thinner, but not nearly as bad and as thin as those Sublevies. The Sublevies are so thin that it causes great issue when you go to do multiple presses with your 16 by 19 or your 15 by 15 press. It's almost every single time it's going to crease the paper somewhere, because it's digging in from at angles from those uneven parts in the shirt. So the 21Ms seem to have a good balance between the thickness of the seams and the hems and the actual material of the shirt. So that balance allows you to have better pressing results. And it's kind of like, how you have those little after school sessions, like that's pretty much what this is. It isn't like it isn't a miracle per se, but if you didn't get something in class and maybe you watch the videos over and over again, I'm telling you that's what in class is, and self-learning, and you just really didn't learn when you were doing the self-taught version, and you just need that additional input. If you come to the after hours class, you're going to get that one-on-one attention, and we're going to make sure that we identify your issues and work through them. That's the difference. And Natural Virgo says that it was worth the time, and Shannon definitely made sure everyone was on task, worth everything and more. Thank you, Natural Virgo. Y'all definitely give me all of the supportive vibes. All right. So does anyone else have any questions about class for Saturday? I know we didn't do it the previous Saturday because we didn't have enough people signed up for one single time block. But now that it's available, if I go ahead and accept the payment for it, then I'll probably have a class, even if only 2 people show up. But I doubt that'll happen. So yes, we're planning to do this Saturday on the 20th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Any other questions? I think I went over everything here in the homework. I'm going to go over also, just to let you know, I made these words extra big. Make sure you come to class with your all over image in JPEG format. There's also an option to, let me see if I can show you. If you do not have your image, guess what you're going to have to download and print? A little True Colors for you, girl. That's it. We're not going to do custom art. I showed you our whole video, and I don't mind showing you all that now if there are enough people who want to see that. Let me show, I'll show that. Okay, so for class, let's say the only thing that you're shaky about, like, okay, let's do the checklist, which is what that quiz is. Let me take you through my quiz. Oh, that's the Zoom link. I want to go to the quiz. Here we go. All right, let's take you through the quiz. Did you create a folder on your desktop and name it Innate Academy 002? It seems simple and it seems like it's a little petty thing that I'm asking. But if you put your folder on your desktop and you name it as I say, and everything that we're working on for that session goes in that folder, I promise you class goes much faster because you're not digging through your downloads. And y'all know in the downloads folder, we got 5,000 files. So let's not do that. Let's have everything exactly saved in the desktop folder, name it Innate Academy 002. And when we're done with the class, you can pick that folder up and place it wherever you want. But for the purpose of the class, on the desktop, go ahead and create a folder called Innate Academy 002. Next, did you download your class files and save it in the Academy 002? And when I ask that, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to show you what comes with the class. So this is the 320. There we go. All right, so let me show you. Now, this isn't how you see it. This is how I see it. This is me building the class right now. So you are going to download, if you need it, the free all over blank template. Okay, that's what we're about to do right now. You're going to pull in your image and have it already ready to go. All right. And then you're just going to answer this quiz before we get set up, which is at least 2 hours before session. And I suggested you do the quiz at least a day before session, because if you're missing something, then you can go to the store and get your hardboard or something, or your butcher paper if you forgot your butcher paper. Let's go ahead and get that done. All right. So let me pull this off for a second. We're going to go back through the quiz here. Do you have all the supplies listed on the homework sheet? Go to your homework sheet and see, do you have the supplies? And if you can answer yes to that question, then you'll answer yes to the quiz and you're good to go. Okay, do you have your images saved in your 111 folder? And I say images, it's image. You don't need images. Your 44 by 36 image saved in your 111 folder. I'm getting real specific now. And this one, we're not removing the background because this isn't an actual design class. Here we go. And I just want you to, to get to where these things are simplified before class, because then you won't come to class with all that, that anxiety. I always do my best to, to create a very serene environment where you feel very confident learning, you don't feel embarrassed, and you understand that I have plenty of patience. But at the same time, don't work yourself up trying to do too much before class. I'm asking you for simple things: an image, already ready already, and a board, some masking tape, and a pair of scissors, and of course your printer and paper. That's it. All right, so I also asked you, did you open Photoshop prior to starting the Zoom session? If you open Photoshop after you connect to Zoom, you may have issues, because just like right now, I'm running Photoshop and doing this live session and running my camera. I may run into some issues. So I want to make sure that Photoshop is open first. I do ask if you have dual screen set up. It's not necessary anymore, but it does help you. And I have a video what I did on YouTube just showing you, kind of how you can connect a second monitor. You can use your TV if you have an HDMI cord. Most of you can use your TV. You can even go to the secondhand store for electronics and grab a monitor for like $30 or less, and just have a second monitor. Once you start designing with 2 monitors, you will probably never go back. All right. And also I asked you, did you test the Zoom link? That's pretty simple homework, right? So you don't have to stress yourself out on the homework side, because trust me, y'all gonna get plenty of time to stress yourself out during class when we're putting these tiles together, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go now. We went through that little quiz there. And we've gone through the homework. Oh, you know what? I should have asked you. I'm going to ask you also, did you cut your butcher paper? Did you pre-cut butcher paper prior to class? Let me ask that as part of my quiz. Pre-cut 3, a quantity of 3, 36 by 44 butcher paper sheets prior to class. Question mark. Yes. And where's my no that says I don't plan on doing anything if it's a no? I think I just gave y'all simple yeses and nos here. But usually I have something saying like, no, I plan on sitting this one out because I'm not prepared. And then for this one, if you don't have an image, it's going to be no. I will use the True Colors Test JPEG provided to me. So if you don't have your own image, you will use that True Colors Test JPEG. We won't have time to look for anything or to do anything extra other than, focus on this process. All right. So this one, do you have your butcher paper cut? No, I will not participate in the live pressing segment. Now, because I have to get kind of strict on this because we spend a lot of time doing things like if I say ahead of time, go ahead and use. Matter of fact, I have a video for that. I showed you how to kind of pull out your paper, use that board, that 36 by 44 inch board, and literally glide your scissors across the edge of that board. And you have 3 36 by 44 inch papers. We don't need to describe how that process works in class, okay? I'm telling you to do a little bit before class so that we can spend time getting into the nitty gritty when when you have my full undivided attention, okay? All right, so I'm gonna save these answers so you all will see them on your side. All right. Okay, so the last thing I want to do tonight with you all, we went over all the homework. Let's go over how to do this all over. So I told you all where that link was to download, and I'll even download it myself. I think I have a login here. And if you want to find out where your downloads are, you're just going to go to your account, go to My Downloadable Products, and this is the Innate Lab website. The Innate Academy is a whole nother website. All right, and I'm just looking for my free file. I've downloaded it so many times just demonstrating, so y'all forgive me. I'm going to go ahead and download the adult blank template. And it looks a little weird from Firefox. I choose to do it on Chrome because for some reason it it looks like this and it makes you sign in. And I didn't think that occurred on let me pull this off for a second. I don't know what the heck is about to show up. I don't even sign into this like that. Oh, it's not showing up. Yeah. All right, so this is how you get to it though. And I have a whole video showing you how, if you get stuck on Google, that it is just a simple button at the top that asks Google to download the image, other than it just spinning and spinning and spinning and looking like nothing's happening. And let's see. Yeah, it's gonna make me sign in to do the template. Yep. So I can't show you it because I'm signing as administrator, and my other account is not logging in because I don't know the password. I hate that this shows up like this. I think this is just a conflict between Google Chrome, because this is a Google Drive link. Yeah, it says no files in this folder. Sign in to add files to this folder. I believe that these are all the names to the files. If you see here, there's several files in this folder. I just believe you have to be signed in order to retrieve them. And let me see if I can sign in over here. I don't even know what my password is. That's the problem. Nope. Well, if you sign in, you can download the template. I have access to the template. So I'm just going to find this template real quick so we can get started. All right, so this is what the template looks like when you're able to log into Google Drive and download it. And I'm going to let you all help me freestyle tonight. Go ahead and let me know what you want me to look up in order to make a quick design. I'm not even going to really design it. I'm just going to pull in some type of wallpaper. So if you don't already have a design in mind, and let's say you don't have a template, literally for class, all I want you to do, if this is your design and your template, you just turn off these two layers. File, save as, save it as a JPEG. That's it. That is literally it. So we'll save as, and I'm going to put it in my 002 folder. Save it as a JPEG. Boom, it's done. That's it. That's if you already did yours on the template. That's all you're going to do. Literally, that is what I did earlier today when I had this graduation design. This one. So that's working from the blank template. You could also be working from an existing template. That's any Innate Lab template that is an all-over template is a 36 by 44. So you're going to see it like this. You're going to, of course, bring in your own photos and change out the colors and all that fun stuff. And then you're just going to turn off these two layers. Go to File, Save As. Save it as a JPEG, and then I want you to place it in your 002 folder. That's it. So now that's simple. For those of you who you haven't quite gotten into the templates yet, or you don't think you're going to have time to make an all-over design, this next step is for you, okay? You're going to take this free file, and this file is free if you can get to understanding how to download it by signing in. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all of these layers. I'll leave that solid color background on right now. And I want someone, okay, Camilla says that it shows up like that until you sign in. So once you sign in, it looks good. Loving the craft with Denise. You can't use parchment paper for your well, you can use it. How about this? As long as your because what happens with parchment paper, you have to, do you have a 36-inch roll? I actually ordered some 36-inch roll of parchment paper because I'm going to try that for one of our additional videos. I would suggest that you just have a roll of the butcher paper just in general, because it will come in handy. If you need to use the parchment paper, you can, but you're going to have to make sure that you have enough of it and it's big enough to cover that 36 by 44 inch board. And then when we make the insert inside of the t-shirt, you're going to have a harder time just because it's not going to be a continuous piece of paper. So you're going to have to layer those layers of parchment paper, or those sheets of parchment paper. Facebook user, you say you're new to the academy. Come on over to the YouTube, okay? Because then I can see your name and I can make sure that I'm addressing your comments there. And I definitely don't want you to be lost, okay? So I'm gonna make sure that you get through this, okay? All right, so we're pretending like we've never done an all over design. Like we just want to make sure that we come to class with what we need so that Shannon doesn't make us press a True Colors all over t-shirt, okay? So if that's the case, I need some input right now. What do y'all want to see an image of? What do y'all want to see me a theme of what I can design? I don't care. Something trademarked or whatever. This is just to give you an idea of how to resource your own images and pull together a quick design. All right, I see. I don't know if it's because of the delay or y'all just shy tonight. What's going on? Okay, so I guess I'll pick a theme if I don't see one on here. And let's say Power Rangers or something. I don't know. See, I don't know what's cool, so I need y'all to tell me. So we'll look up Power Rangers. Oh, now some stuff is coming through. Okay. Okay, now I see some good ideas. I see Smurfette, Care Bears, and butterflies. Got you. Okay, so y'all didn't like my Power Rangers idea. Oh boy. All right, so let's do Smurfette. It popped up first. Oh, am I not typing right now? What am I doing? I'm used to typing without looking, and obviously I was typing on something. All right, so Smurfette. Okay, now what I'm looking for is I'm going to look for a wallpaper. All right, so if I type in the word wallpaper, that's the quickest way, if I could spell wallpaper. It has an R. That's the quickest way to kind of get something that just fills in the area. Let's see, I want something a little visually interesting. Her backgrounds are a little boring, but how about this? I'll do two. I'll do one where I'll look for PNG. And I'm not even going to type the word PNG in there. I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to do an advanced search. So I'm going to go to Settings, Advanced Search. Did I spell Smurfette correctly? And the image type, I'm going to go to, nope, no, image format. I'm going to go to PNG. Advanced search and see what I come up with. And y'all know that half the time when they show you these things with this checkerboard behind them, they are not real PNGs. All right, so let's see. This one looks pretty good. This is how I test an image. Okay, this is any kind of image. If I want, oh, this is a good wallpaper, I think. Let's see. Yep, it's 1900 by 1260, large format. So we can roll with this one. Ew, this one's nice. Now I'm off in Smurf land. Thank you all. Thank you, Simply Beautiful. Or no, that was Natural Virgo for sending me off on a tangent. But and this is a 660 by 936. So I want you to pay attention to the size of the images too, because when you're printing all over, you really need to go to your tools and make sure the size is large. Right, and once you select a large size, you're more likely to come up with images that once you blow them up, they don't look terrible, and we all know what that really looks like. So this image looks nice, however, I can tell it's not that large of an image, and I may just wanna find the bigger version of that. I can right-click, open the image in a new tab. That's the logo. I want this image. Smurf's background, there we go. Right click. And this is how I know it's a large format image. You see it has this magnifying glass? If I can zoom in and I don't see really bad grainy images, then I'm good. So I'm gonna save that image. Now where am I gonna put this? In my 002 folder, okay? All right, so you're gonna go ahead and save it here. I'm gonna drag and drop it into my free file here. And my job here is just to make it big enough to where I can kind of see some of my design elements because I'm gonna have to do a little something to it. And of course, I'm printing a small, medium, or large shirt. So if I know I'm printing up to a large, I'm really trying to get some of these elements in here. Okay, and let's say that's as big as I want to get it because I want to get the waterfall in there. I want to get that bird in there. But I have some harsh lines up here. Y'all know I don't do those little harsh lines. So we're going to add a new layer on top of this. And I'm going to grab my paintbrush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Alt and pick up a color from right here. And I have my soft round brush selected. My pixel size is 1000 pixels, so it's a pretty big brush. And I'm just going to color. See, I just painted right there like I just spray painted that color. I'm going to come here and I'm going to spray paint that color. That was a little too light. I'm going to come here, grab that little golden color, pull that up a little bit. And then I'm going to turn on this really bright background because it'll let me know what I'm missing. I'm going to grab that blue there, kind of pull it up. This is a Photoshop technique that you're learning here. And really and truly, anything on this outer edge is all bleed area. But if you want to make sure that your image looks clean and ready to go as an all-over design, then this is part of what you're learning ahead of time. Now, we're not going to do this in class. I'm telling y'all, we did it a few times last class, and it was very interesting. Matter of fact, if you watch the video from last class, the class on 228, we did some of this. So I want y'all to watch that video, but I don't want you to think that we're going to do it in this class because it prolongs the time way too long. Okay, let's say I want to pull a little of that purple in there. I can put that as my bottom color. And all I'm doing is just blending color out. So then that way, if I take that away, you see those harsh lines, it kind of melts away. And this will be a fun way to use your paintbrush too. All right, so that's a quick and easy way to do an all over and when you're not all over ready, okay? So that's one. I'm going to turn that one off. We're going to do it one more time. Let's see. E is saying that we will not, capital NOT. Thank you, E, for the reiteration. You keep me on point. All right, let's see. Butterflies. Corey, you said Care Bears. Let's do a Care Bears. If we can do butterflies too, we will. All right, so let's do same process. You're looking for a graphic. Now, of course, if you have an all over template, you already know what to do. Do that all over template because it's something that you can promote as soon and it's something that you can sell. Like, I want you all to make something. So if it takes doing something like this because you're going to make it for, yourself or for your little one's birthday, this is personal use, of course, because of course we're using these images. But if you can actually create something for class, when you have that all over shirt design on, every single time I go out with my all over shirt design, someone stops me and asks me where I got it from, or even ask me if I make it, because usually I'll put on my shirt, I make shirts. It's a simple statement, but I guarantee you you'll get some feedback on that. All right, so let's see, we do Care Bears. Do something that you can actually sell. That's my opinion. But we're gonna do Care Bears here. Is Care Bears two different words? Probably. So I'm gonna look up Care Bears wallpaper. I'm going to go to my tools, my size, make sure that it's large. And let's say something, look at a couple things here. I think I like this one. Yeah, that one's cute. All right, so what I'm going to do is telling me that it's high resolution. I don't believe it until I see it. So I right click, open the image in a new tab, and then I see the image all by itself. You see how I have a magnifying glass now? If I click, I do see that it's high resolution. So I'm going to save that image as, let's say that it's Care Bear. Oh, it's a web piece. So let me see if it's even, I doubt it's even going to bring it into Photoshop. Yep, it's not. Let me show you what happens when you have a WebP image. Let's go back to back to here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to show this in my folder. Okay, so I'm getting a preview of it, but funny enough, you can open with Paint. If you open it with the Paint program, then go to File, Save As. Save it as a JPEG or a PNG. I'll save it as JPEG. And then I can pull it straight from my folder. As a JPEG right into my Photoshop. So yeah, those WebP files, I think there's some other ways you can convert it, but definitely gets on my nerves a little bit. All right, so this one, what I'm looking at is, okay, if I'm printing this medium shirt, right, how much of this image is going to get cut off? So I want to keep this right about here. But that means I have a lot of space to take up, right? So I'm going to get a little fancy, just a little fancy. And first I'm going to go ahead and take care of my color. All right, so I created a new layer. Y'all can all do this. Y'all can do this right now with me if you needed to. I'm on my paintbrush now. Soft round brush, 1000 pixels. I'm going to alt click up here in this blue. It picked up that blue. And I'm going to paint. It's a little teal for my liking, so I'm going to get a little bit of the blue here. And as I'm holding down alt, I'm picking up that color. And I'm just painting. And because it's on a whole nother layer, I'm not even worried about painting over something right now. I can come back and clean it up. Grabbing that little mid color blue there, then this lighter, whiter blue. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom. I'm going to alt click and grab. It's not even white. It's just a barely blue. It's almost white. I'm just going to color down there. And that's it. Now, if I want to take away some of the area where I colored in up here, I'm going to zoom in. I'm Control Plus a couple times. I'm going to create a new layer mask here. And black conceals and white reveals. So I want to conceal part of this that I painted over the clouds. So I'm going to make my brush smaller. So I right-clicked. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller here. It's still a soft round brush. I just want to do a little cleanup here. And I have black selected as my foreground color. If I didn't, let's say I had purple, I'm just going to hit this default swatch here, bring black to the foreground with this little switcheroo arrow here, and I'm going to paint black on the layer mask. You see the layer mask is painting black? And this is just allowing me to get rid of my overspray. All right, so boom, that would be ready to print. One more. Let's see. Graduation shirts made the same way? Absolutely. Oh, let me tell y'all something. Let me see if it'll allow me to do this. So for those of you who purchased 125, remember how I told y'all I was not going to do an all-over version of that shirt to go with the 13 by 19 version? Apparently I lied, you know, didn't mean to, but I created something for you all. Let me see which file it is. Let me just go open up the file. So if you go to your 125 course, let's go to 125. 125 was the one with the graduation stole that automatically designed the t-shirt to match the graduation stole. So now you will see, I even gave a disclaimer that this is a big, in all caps, a big file. It has all over, stole, and a 13 by 19 auto match setup, okay? So beware, it's a big file. I'm gonna go ahead and download it. So those of you who already have the 125, you're getting this for free because I just added it to your resources. Oh, it's just, see, this is why I don't like Firefox, because it just automatically does that. I'm sure I can change my settings though. I'm gonna let that finish downloading. And I have pretty fast internet and it's still downloading pretty slow. So this is a large file, just to let you know. So I'm gonna open the containing folder so I can see it when it comes in. And it looks like it's done. So I'm gonna right click and extract it. So I want y'all to see now. I have the all over that matches the 13 by 19 that matches the graduation stole. And let's say I want to use this as my design here. Let me just see if I can switch the design real quick. And switch my global color. So that did the logo. Let's do photo. These are all smart objects that you can change out pretty quickly. And let's do another photo. I'm just showing you, like, literally these are 10-minute templates. When I tell you they're 10-minute templates, they really are. I take a lot of time to explain them to you because I want to make sure that you get it in and out, and that not only do you know how to use a template, but you're really actively learning Photoshop too. But I'm showing you how this is technically a 10-minute template. All right, Smart Color 2. Let's change that to the orange. and it's just updating these smart objects. And I want you to see how it's changing all three areas at one time. Let's see. What else do I need to change? I'll keep the first name and the 2021 there, but you can change that out. And on my stole, there are some color swatches that I can turn on. And this kind of lets me see where my stole is, where my 13 by 19 print is. Everything looks good there. I'm going to Control-0 to zoom out. So I'm good with that. It automatically changed everything. And usually I do a little micro adjusting, but this looks good as is to me. And maybe instead of the black fading here, if I wanted to change my smart color 1 so that it wasn't black fading, but instead was blue fading up, I can save that. And it's going to update all of the artwork. So I did that for y'all. I said I wasn't going to do it, and I did it anyway. So this is underneath. It's not the original one because I deleted the original one that had the all over, and I just replaced it with this file instead. So you'll have to scroll down to where it says this is a big file. So let me know, Natural Virgo, if you log out, log back in, let me know if you see this. It's at the very bottom. It just says this is a big file. So hopefully you got that. You know what? This was the pre-recorded. Let me make sure I also did it for those who are unlocking. I'll make sure that I did it for those who are unlocking as well. I think I did. I did that already. All right, so that's it. So literally what I'll be doing in this instance is turn off the section that says turn off for printing. And I'm going to go File, Export. I'm going to export the artboard to files. Oh, wait, I have to turn off this all over to turn off for printing there. Okay, and now this is just going to give me this wallpaper style artboard. Okay, and that's all that I need for what we're working on this weekend. So I'm going to export, save for web. Nope, artboard to files. I'm a little lost today. I'm tired. So let's go ahead and put it. Let's put it in our 002 folder. And I'm just going to call this grad. I'm going to make sure that it's doing the artboard content only and that I have export selected artboards deselected. I'm going to make sure that JPEG is my file type. I have this checkbox here and I'm going to crank the quality. Your quality will probably be on 8 if that wasn't checked. Crank it up to 12 and you don't even need these checked off. Just run it. Now I have a lot going on right now, so Photoshop, don't embarrass me now. Don't do it. All right. And just to check, I'm going to make sure that 125 that the mock-up works for you. But I'm not going to open anything until this is done running. So that's why I told you I wanted you to understand this is a big file and that it does a big boy job of converting whatever's on the artboards to the flattened images. But it says artboard files was successful. I'm going to say okay. I can close out of this now. I'm not going to save it. And I'm just going to go ahead and go into my mock-up just to show y'all that later. But all I have to do now is go to my 002 folder. Okay, and see how it exported that 13 by 19. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to do that as a PNG. That's what I was supposed to do because I wanted to see this. And of course, now I can't go back because I didn't save it. Oh, well, I'll still show you. So with that 125 content, download it to my 002 folder. I'm just going to literally drag and drop it. And of course, I have my little painted layer on top, but that's it. So you're asking me about graduation file. That one's ready to go. And if you have time to do 125 or one of the other graduation templates before Saturday, preferably have it done before Friday because Saturday will be starting in the morning, so you probably won't have time to design on Saturday. But yeah, if you can get this done by Friday night, then you have a design that's worth printing, even if you don't have a graduate yourself. Right now, it would be really beneficial to you to get one of your star athletes, somebody that basically when they advertise for you, you will definitely get your money's worth for taking this class, for being a part of the academy, for these templates and things that you're purchasing, these tools that you're purchasing. Go ahead and offer to do a shirt for free for the mom. And I promise you, if you do that shirt for free for mom and it's a popular player or just like a well-known kid at school, trust and believe you will make your money back if you do one all over shirt. Because it won't just be that school either. When they go out to the sporting events or what little hanging out is done right now. I know everybody's not going to the mall and those sort of things, but even if they're just on their Instagram, like that's the best free advertisement you can get. And their TikToks, and they're wearing this shirt or their mom's wearing it, and the kids are proud because it looks cool. So they're going to show off for you too. They're not just going to be like, oh, mom, don't put my picture on the shirt. When they see stuff like this, they even want one of them. So I want you to understand that you make some time to print something that's worth printing for this class. Because if it comes out well to where you like it, you can immediately snap a picture of it and market it that very night if you want to. Okay? Hi, Ethel. Okay, Natural Virgo said it is available for you. Okay, great. So I wanted to make sure that y'all had that. So literally, that's it. That's your JPEG. You're ready for class. So you can do something very simple, like what we just showed you with the Care Bears. If I save this right now, I don't even care that this pink is showing out here, but if you really cared, if you care like a Care Bear, then grab that color there. Go ahead and make your brush bigger. Clean that on up. Instant all over design. Instant. That's it. I'm ready. Ready to print, boss. Now, if it's really ready, you're going to go File, Save As. You're going to save it as a JPEG. And you're going to place it in your 002 folder. And I probably have this saved already, so I'm just going to put a 2 at the end. All right, so just that quick, we did a Care Bears design. We did a Smurf design, and if I wanted to clean up the Smurf design, same thing here. I'll grab these little colors and just color it up to the end here. That's it. And we're not even going to see this over here because that's the edge of the shirt, but just wanted to show you how you can incorporate that. You want to check, turn your Guidelines back on, turn them off. File, save as, save it as a JPEG. So I'll save that one as 3. Make sure you crank it up to 12 when you save it so it saves as the highest resolution. All right, so that's it, loves. That's all you have to come to class with. I just wanted to make sure that you knew how to prepare your artwork for class so we don't come with anything, needing any help. And I don't have to tell you no because I don't like to say no, but in this case, I absolutely will. And I'm sure before I get a chance to say no, Erica will be there to say no for me. All right, so I was just going to check real quick. This is unrelated, but that 125 that I showed y'all with the all over now, let me check. All right, I'm going to drag in the all over that we just did. All right, so that's my all over. Oh, and it says it must be, why does it must be rasterized? Okay. So that's 1, and then I can do the stole here. So I suppose, let me redo this for you all. Did I really just redo that? No, it's still there. I am going to so let's do a 13 by 19 and an all over. Of course, I'm doing extra stuff. So we'll call this shirt 13 by 19. We'll just call it shirt 1, shirt 2, because you can do either one. So now y'all have options. And this should not include the stole, but just the shirt. There we go. Now to figure out some placement here. So since the 13 by 19 is a little less significant, trying to figure out a way to display them all. That way it'll give y'all a resource that you can use with your customers. So this is really shirt 1. Let's delete that group only. So now we have the stole and make it a little bit smaller. And maybe the 13 by 19 shirt. And then we'll do the all over shirt. Make it a tad bit smaller here. All right, so let's do this one as a 13 by 19. Let's go to the $13 by 19 design. We'll double click on it. And then we're going to replace it with our 13 by 19 design. It is supposed to be a PNG, so you don't see the outline there, but because we have it on multiply, it should do just fine. And then I'm going to turn off the all over for that one. Turn on the 13 by 19. Resize it a little bit smaller. Because that really isn't 13 by 19. That is what we call the jumbo print. All right, so you can kind of show that difference. And then, of course, for the stole, let's double click on the stole. It's a smart object. And we'll go ahead and drag and drop our stole design in there. We did all this in 125, so I definitely don't expect you to do this for class. I'm just kind of making sure this works for everyone so I can upload this as a template for y'all, for those who did 125 or who are purchased 125. All right, so that's it. So now when I do this one as a file, save as, I'm going to save this one as 125 mockup, and we'll do all over at the end. All right, so you have the regular 125 version. I'm not going to replace it, but I'm going to give you an additional all over version. And I'll go ahead and upload that tonight when we get offline. And then the other thing I did with the all over shirt, I just took the logo and made it like really, really light on one of the sleeves, and then took one of the photos and made it really transparent on the other side. You can, of course, change those features out. I just wanted it to be something that quickly gave you a ready to go design. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and change these colors up. There we go. All right, so I have that ready for y'all for 125. Oh, yeah, Heavenly Creations. I wish you had asked me that question prior to purchasing the 16600. The one that I have is the 16650. And I did a video. Yes, you're right. Definitely have a video for that. I did a video showing the difference between, and just looking at the specs, the difference between the 16600 and the 16650 is literally a price point of $129. So basically $130, but the 16650 prints almost 3 times faster than the 16600. It has bidirectional printing, so it prints whether it's going left or right. So it prints a lot faster, and it's just meant to have be used as a higher capacity printer with that extra feature. So my 16650 prints 13-inch prints. I did for this video. Let me show you. I'd rather show you better than I can tell you, like my daddy says. Let's go to, I'm going to take you to the course. This would be the all over course. The little videos that I did one just for the print. So that was the Photoshop. This is the print. All right, so let's see, I might turn my sound off. Oh, I was going to show y'all this little feature. So that was even less than 30 seconds that time. Just letting you know that 16650 is no joke. It does its thing. Y'all hear me? That's my little baby. I like the 16650. I won't say better than the large format because the large format obviously has its benefits, but the 16650 prints faster than so it printed all 4 sheets of my tile setup. It printed all 4 sheets in less than a minute and 30 seconds. It was like a minute and 28, 29 seconds. It took my big printer 2 minutes and 20 seconds to print the same print. And that was without putting it on the high quality mode, which normally on my large format printer, I have to put it on high quality or else I'll see those little lines going through it. So if I put it on high quality, it's definitely, a 3 minute plus print. So that 16650 is nobody's play toy. It's a workhorse. Yep. So I have, yeah, Natural Virgo, you're right. I have a whole video comparing all of these videos side by side. If you just type in 7270 or you type in 16650, you will see that comparison video. So just search here and type in 7270. And you'll see I have a comparison video. It's a long behind video, and I didn't even ever get to edit it. It was it was a long day, and after that, I just said, "Bump it, y'all get what you get, and you don't complain a bit." All right, so it's a 2 hour long video of me actually setting up these printers and showing you how they print in comparison to one another. Okay. The 16600 doesn't fit. Okay, so here's the deal with the 16650. The 13 by 19 paper, and I talk about it here in the video. 13 by 19 paper has to be inserted in the back. So if you see here, you see my paper, and I have this little this dowel here. Y'all ask me about printing on roll media. I keep that dowel there in case I want to roll my paper up over it. Of course, I cut it first, and then I roll my paper over it. But that's how I'm able to do roll media on this printer. And that's how I do my roll media on my 7720 also. I just kind of let the paper fold up over there so that the paper's not crunched up, it's not hitting the ground, it's not, rolled up in some weird way and getting tucked behind something. So I just let that media, that 13 by 19 media feed from the back. I'm sorry, the 13 by 19 media has to feed from the back on the 16650. It's not like the 7270 where you have these trays that can expand for 13 by 19 paper. So you have to do the rear feed option, but it does do it. And the 16600 should also do 13 by 19 from the back. Is that not an option for you? And just let me know, Heavenly Creations, if it's not an option for you. I'm very curious because I think when I did my research, it said that 600 can do a 13 by 19. All right. For the class on Sunday will be up. I haven't even decided what we're going to do for class on Sunday. I'm thinking it's going to be something graduation related because I got so many requests to do graduation stuff that it's very time sensitive. But I want to do something a little bit different so that it can be used not only for graduation, but it can be used for several other purposes. So I'm working on that as we speak. For jumbo prints, actually we demonstrated that in the 125 class. It's basically just taking two 13 by 19 sheets and just setting your printer to where you're going to print the top half, then you move the image up and you print the bottom half. So it's a simple 2 tile. You don't even need a splitter for that. Oh no, the 16650 does not have a tray option for the 13 by 19. And I was a little disappointed when I found that out because I was hoping that it did have a tray option. But I will tell you this, I think not having a tray option and only being able to feed from the back has helped it to where it doesn't have all of those paper jams and the curled up edges of the paper that I would get from my 7270 when I would put 13 by 19 in the tray because of how it has to move through the paper rollers. Sometimes it would give me issues with curling up those corners, and that's where the ink would collect. So maybe it's a better deal that you have to feed it from the back. I'm not sure why that limitation is there, but I do know it absolutely does not have a paper tray for the 13 by 19 size. Yes, Sherry, with the roll media, and I'll be doing some additional videos as we go along. I've already done one video on YouTube. If you check out, type in all over. This one right here. See the preview of the video is me showing you how I put that roll media in that 7270 there. I'm 7710 there. I also show you how I cut it. Okay. So I go through that. Of course, I got to watch ads now because I'm not logged in as myself. Cool. No thanks. Y'all don't be skipping my ads. Please don't skip the ads. Let's see. I want to show you where I was cutting it. Yep, here it is. So I show you how you can cut it with the guillotine style cutter. That's my preference. Not all of us have it though. So if you don't have the guillotine style cutter, that's how I do it. And the reason why I use the guillotine style cutter is because I can make sure that it is square up against this top here. And then when I trim it off, it's exactly what it needs to be. Now you also have the option, I'll show you how to do it with a clear ruler, and you can get these rulers from the fabric section. You can get this cutting mat from the fabric section of any kind of craft store or even Walmart. So that's me showing you, and y'all see how I'm bent over, my back be killing me doing this mess. I can't do it. It's not the life for me, but I show you how, if you would like it to be, it can be the life for you. Okay. So I show you that, me pretty much printing those roll media. So I did this one twice. I did this, and this is a free video. Y'all can watch this all day, every day. Look at me. I got a couple of likes on that one. All right. But yes, you can do 13 by 19. I think one printer's printing 13 by 19. The other one's printing the roll media. And I definitely show you how that process works. This was like right when Corona started. I was showing y'all. I had everything jammed up in my kitchen trying to show y'all what was going on. Fun times, fun times. But yeah, and even since then, the methods have evolved, and so the paid class does have kind of those iterations or iterative improvements. Like every time we learn something and we grow from it and realize there's an easier way to do something, the classes have those improvements. So although I have this video here, I can guarantee you we've improved some things and cut down on some time and some energy. One thing being that we have the split template now. At the time, we didn't have the split template. We just had, we were splitting everything with Adobe Acrobat, and it makes 8 pages for every all over design. We're able to do up to a large with only 4 pages. We're able to do an extra large and a 2X with only 5 pages. So really, I've taken what I've learned from this process and done my best to optimize it for you all. So you don't have to work hard. You can work smart, spend a couple dollars on a tool that will help you to be efficient in the long run. All right, and I'm just looking at questions here. One last question. Now this is tricky because I understand exactly what you're saying. You don't need anything to hold the roll media. Unless you're talking about like while you're cutting it, because the thing about it is you're still going to cut sheets. You are not going to you're going to cut sheets. You're not going to like literally put a roll behind the printer and print the roll. You're not going to do that. You will mess your printer up. You have no way of really cutting it once it prints through, and you will probably mess up not just your paper, you'll mess up your printer, because after a certain type of distance, that printer is not meant to print roll media continuously. It's meant to print a maximum of 47 inches of roll media. So if you go past 47 inches or you have a real deal roll attached to it, you're guaranteed to mess yourself up. So please don't put a whole roll into your printers, okay? What I tell you to do in this video is to literally cut those pieces. So if your template is 36 inches tall, which ours is 36 by 44, then you're just cutting a bunch of 36-inch pieces, okay? That's it. And I'll cut them 37 inches just so I have a little bit of extra bleed in case I cut it crooked or anything like that. So 37-inch paper, cut you a few 37-inch sheets. You only need 2 37-inch pieces for, let me double check because I don't want to lie to you. If I go to the roll media version 2213 roll, let's say you want to do, we're only doing the small, medium, and large in class. Okay. So I'll show you the difference with that template setup. I'm just letting you know how long of pieces you'll need. And that's a great question because I need to tell people what size to cut ahead of class if you're using this one. So you will need, turn this one off. You'll need 2 long pieces. So for this one, you only need a 13 by 32. That's even shorter than 37. So you need 2 32-inch pieces. I would cut it 33 inches just to give yourself a little, a little leeway there. So 13 by 33. And then you need one piece that's going to be 13 by 13. And I will give yourself a little leeway, say 13 by 14. Okay. So if you go ahead and have those pieces ready, then you only have 2 long pieces and 1 little square piece, instead of having to piece together 4 sheets that have to piece together in the middle of the shirt like that. Okay. So if you prefer to do the roll media option, let me go ahead. I'm going to update the homework for that. So if you want to do the roll media, I'm going to tell you to pre-cut your paper. But then again, you don't know how to cut your paper. So if you need help with that during class, I'll just help you. Okay. But it is definitely helpful to not only have some type of paper cutter. If you don't have a paper cutter, then get you a blade and a nice ruler that's going to be the width of that paper. So get you a ruler that's going to go past that 13 inches. Okay. You don't want to put any jagged edges inside of your printer. I promise you that. You want a nice clean edge. Absolutely, Nikki, and I'm glad you asked that. That's the whole point of these templates. These templates are meant for you all to be able to do what we call end-use products. So, of course, we don't allow sharing of the files. We don't allow selling or sharing of like even PNG versions of it. We're talking about doing exclusive rights for certain people that will have that type of permission because they'll be business partners. But yes, if you're printing it on something and selling it, absolutely, I want you to use it for that purpose. That's the whole point. I want you to be able to stand out amongst the competition in your local area, amongst the competition that you see online. You really should be, using this to its full capacity. It's not just, it is for you to be able to make money on end-use products. Okay, so if you're printing and pressing, not stickers, not transfers, not the PNGs or selling Photoshop files, but absolutely 100% make products with these templates. Absolutely. And thank you for that question, because that means you cared enough to think that. Now, Heavenly Creations, if you were talking about something to temporarily hold the paper like I was showing you with this one here, I just have a dowel, and I have this table that I got long time ago. I'm sure if you have a folding table, if you happen to have 2 folding tables, all I did was just put this in the in the frame of my folding tables. It's just a wooden dowel, but you can do anything of that sort. And I just use it to drape my roll over, not the whole roll, but the sheet that I cut, I guess the 13 by 33 sheet that you would cut. That's what I kind of roll around there so that it evenly flows down into the printer and doesn't have an issue with like touching on the ground and now it has dirt on it or dust or, or it's got wrinkled up because it fell behind the printer. I like to have it where it flows real nicely and evenly into the printer, and I don't have any problems with it crumpling up or, pulling in sideways, anything like that. Well, thank you, Nikki. That's very good to hear. She says that our stuff is cool and it'll definitely make you stand out. Absolutely. That's the entire purpose. That's how this originated, was being in a small town and wanting to convince people to wear white shirts, which is very hard, especially for sports. So what we would do, we would make our sublimation designs, even with the 13 by 19 print and printer, we would make our sublimation designs look so good that people transition to white shirts. So they, every now and then we get that question, can you sublimate on black? But it is interesting to have a whole community that never knew anything about sublimation, that couldn't stand white shirts, be able to come to us and ask us about the term sublimation. So they ask us, do y'all do those sublimation shirts? I'm like, yeah, where'd you learn that from? So we were able to pull something new in a very small area. And I hope you all can do that too. I don't have to hope, I know you all can do it. And I'm talking about even in bigger areas, you still may see a lot of people doing sublimation, but are they doing a quality of work that you can produce? Are they doing that quality of art that you can produce? And if that's the case, then you know where you stand. You can charge your premium and you can still stand out. All right. Now, I know I done had y'all on here for a little time. We always do this when we get together. Y'all just talk so much, and then I just have to, sit here and listen. That's something one of my best friends does. She always blames me for the long conversations. So I'm blaming y'all. I'm passing the blame. But y'all know I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all dearly. But you know what's coming next. And until next time. Okay, wait a minute. I got a question. Let me not say it in the middle of that'd be a little rude. I'm new to the Academy and just purchased a split templates. I'm so excited to learn from you and everyone in this group. Yes. Okay. All right, June. Shout out to June. So I am definitely excited for you as well. Y'all make sure that I'm going to give y'all to 12 just in case, because I did not expect to talk to y'all this long. I'll give you the 12 to use the coupon codes on either site before I cut them off, because they're set to expire at 11 p.m. tonight. So I'll give you to 12 just in case you need to, do a little thinking without me talking in your ear. All right. But after that, I will also set the class for this weekend to $100. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sale ends, the 40% off sale ends on Innate Lab, and then the 50% off sale ends on Innate Academy. All great things must come to an end. All right. Okay, so for real this time, I don't see any comments coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all for real. And until next time, you know what it is. Bye.